Carpe diem.
Got lots of love. 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 Got lots of love.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Console Gaming League. I am Joker's Ransom, he is 2Tryhard Ray, and we're here for an NA PC Open Tier matchup in the round 2 of the upper bracket. And well, let's actually take a quick look at said upper bracket here, Ray, as well, we've got the matchup between Yikes and Wooper Troopers, and well, whoever wins this is going to be advancing to the winner's winner's semifinals, and we'll be matching up against Bonsai Buddies.
Yeah, a lot on the line for both of these teams. The good thing is they have a second chance. If either of these teams lose, the loser will be going up against Spy Check. So both teams, they want to make it to that next round, which would be the winner's semifinals. But if, they end up dropping it here, they have a chance to reassess, make some changes, and get ready for the loser's bracket.
They do indeed, right? As we are going to be looking at these two rosters here in a quick, short minute. So we're going to look at Yikes first off, or if you know collegiate scene, this is Bryant Stratton College, and we've got Manually, Slater, Cyber, Prota, and Set. Normally one of their substitutes, but is going to be playing over Gimmickle in the, again, like I believe they did in the previous round matchup. And well, so in this Yikes squad, it's a very, very tough team. 9-1 in the homecoming, the collegiate homecoming event. Obviously, they did run into the top dogs, though, and they didn't really place as high as they would have liked to. But then on the other side, Ray, we've got Wooper Troopers.
Yeah, Again, very good talent. They got Demigodson, Cookies, Blizito, Sock, and Natelli. I mean, for any of these teams who have made the end of season playoffs for this division, which is extremely competitive, is going to be a big deal. They have a lot of talent behind them. The question is, can they come up with the goods against a well-seasoned team, as you mentioned, a collegiate team who are used to scrimming together all the time, and they do way more competitions than just CGL.
Yeah, this Wooper Troopers lineup is full of CGL alumnus going back to console Overwatch as well. I'm very excited to see this team, especially as they transition over to PC. I know they've been doing this for a while. I know Sock actually plays for a collegiate team. I cannot remember which one. But I'm excited to see how they do here. And it looks like our first map, interestingly enough here, right, is going to be Ilios.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Yikes got the first map pick, and they even said in their team sheet their favorite comp to run is Dive. So it's no surprise that we're going to Ilios first. It's probably the most favorable control map for being able to play that Dive composition.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. As we are loading in, actually, funnily enough, we're going to more of the brawl style of Ilios at the moment. We are going to be headed into Ruins whenever we transition to that, and look at that, we're right there right now.
As you mentioned, this map is a little bit more synonymous for seeing the brawl, as we see Wooper Troopers doing exactly that, as they got Blizito on that Rhine. They're gonna have Demigodson on that Bastion. Likely Cookies is gonna go over to the May. For Yikes, however, they are going to play that Dive that they let us know that they just love to play it. So the question for Cyber, especially going into such a damage-heavy composition that the Wooper Troopers are playing, you got to be able to play your positioning well, because in just the blink of an eye, that Winston can just get absolutely eviscerated by all that damage.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, the pause seems to have not been for too long. It looks like we've got readies from Wooper Troopers any second now, so we'll be headed straight back into the game. Actually, we will need to fix a feed quickly here. Oh, my entire feed went black. That's good. Oh, there we go. We're back. We're back. Swag. But we're just waiting for the feeds to sync up, right? And then we're headed right back into the game.
Yeah, very excited to get this going, because like we mentioned, Yikes is extremely talented team who plays in collegiate. So are they going to be able to make this composition work against, especially the Winston going up against so much damage? I mean, you expect May Bastion, and not only do you have to deal with like the turret configuration form of Bastion with all that damage, plus May has the ability to slow you down heavily. As what's going on here?
What? I guess we need to pause again. Game is bugged. Game is glitched? Question mark.
So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's gonna happen here, because that was, yeah, no, I know there was two tanks, and the big, I know technically depending on the kind of tournament we're in, I'm not sure if there was a glitch to where they just couldn't swap, or if that was accidentally intentional, because sometimes it says in the rules where if you walk out in an illegal comp, you could forfeit the map. So let's hope that's not the case.
I mean, it's up to the teams to decide, not us, right? So let's not but it looks like they're just gonna restart, and that's the case here. It's a bug, not the problem.
Which is good, as hopefully we can get you guys in there very quickly, very shortly. So because of the restart, we might not get the same map, but we actually roll very good RNG, very good luck, and we will be starting on the same first sub map, which is awesome.
Yeah, keeps things more towards the, you know, fair, I would say.
Yep.
Still making sure everything's all set and whatnot. Okay, everything's all set and ready to go. We should finally be ready to head into the game.
Whoop whoop. As for the Wooper Troopers, with that Reinhardt composition, we could see it. You guys cannot yet, but they are highlighting that May to go along with the Bastion. So it's kind of like we said, if you are Yikes, you have to be extremely careful about your positioning on that Winston. But, you know, if you could find these opportunities to force out cooldowns very early, like the May Ice block, like that Immortality field, you might have an opportunity to find some picks, and that's going to be the goal of this composition, is find quick and early picks before damage really gets going.
Take number 3. Finally, it looks to be all sorted out here, Ray, and we're on to a different portion of the map. We are going to be headed to Well instead, it looks like.
Yeah, so hopefully things are good to go now. This map is probably the most, you know, extremely dive-centric map of the 3 sub-maps, as the Winston that we saw that Yikes was highlighting should be extremely strong in this very open map. Again, Wooper Troopers going to be playing that same composition, so the same things I was saying still applies. Slater on that Genji, I think that's a pretty smart pick. You can limit a lot of what Demigodson's going to be able to do with that deflect.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. No, okay, so we're not going to be seeing Genji, like you were talking about, I think. We're going to be seeing the Bastion come out here, and we'll see how this works for either of these two teams. As yeah, Cyber's trying to get into that fray already with that Winston. Manually as well, looking to get into the back, looking to take out Sock and Natalie, but we'll see how the Nate. All right, as the rotation comes through, that's a massive anti-nade from Proto already, just locking everyone up. They need to get that healing. Cyber's going to have to retreat, though. They have dealt with a lot of damage coming in from Demigodson, so that's going to be a little bit more difficult for Yikes to hold on to this, but it looks like, oh no, so they do not get that capture, and now they've lost Nate and Demi, and that should be it. Slater from the sky with the Echoes, just gonna do so much work for Yikes. The team kill comes in off the back of Yikes.
Yeah, that's the one thing you have to worry about for Wooper Troopers, is Yikes doesn't have a lot of damage to finish off kills very quickly, but they can get you to half, and that focusing being from Slater is extremely dangerous once you get to that point, as Manually already has a pulse bomb. I'm not even sure if Wooper are ready for this, as they've now swapped over to the Junker Queen.
Yeah, Junker Queen online here, as they're going to come in and look to take things out, as a nice play comes in already. Manually's taking Cookies out of the fight. Now they're looking for more Demigods down already. That copy came through from Slater. Not going to really find anything, but hey, it doesn't really matter what Cyber's coming in hot, finding a couple kills, as Yikes keeps a hold of the point.
As it's not even gonna matter that they're playing Reaper at you for Cyber, just continuing to make plays and find picks on this Winston. As Wooper Trooper's now going to be on Tracer Reaper. Again, with this composition, they're looking for speed and getting in the face of Cyber, but he's just been playing so well position-wise.
Oh, as they're already to come in with Slater, getting that nano boost onto him, finding Sock out of the fight, trying to take down Slater as quickly as they can, but it's just not possible. Investments come through from Yikes, keep things going. It's up to 78%. That would have been really rough if Cyber went into that well there, but ooh, and Cookies goes down early on. They're just taking this fight straight to Wooper Troopers before anything really can happen. Sock looking for these picks. They need to stay alive, and Manually is going to go down off the side of the map. Now with the Kitsune Rush coming in, this is the perfect opportunity for Wooper Troopers, but they need to be able to touch the point here. And now that's the real problem. Proto's going to go into the well. Slater finds that pick with that sticky bomb, with the copy now coming online. They have this opportunity, though, to come in and take this. Does Wooper Troopers, but they need to capitalize and take these picks down. But the Rampage comes online from Slater, and that's going to be huge. They're going to invest that sound barrier from Nate to keep things going in their way, and seems to be able to do so. Pulse Bomb comes out from Cookies, and they're still going to be able to try to chunk down Cyber. Cyber goes down in the follow-up, and that should be that. Wooper Troopers at the 11th hour are going to be able to take the map, but are they going to be able to hold on? There's still an opportunity for Yikes here to keep things going. Manually taking down Yikes or Cookies early on, and as Blazito goes down super low, but the Death Blossom comes in, takes down the supports, and that's going to be that. Finally, Wooper Troopers are going to be able to stabilize.
Yeah, it cost every single ultimate you had, but it was final fight territory, and you're able to get the flip. As Yikes are now going to have Proto swap over to that Bat Teeth, and Manually they're going to have go over to a Junkrat and Cyber to the Reinhardt. So they're going like more of a brawl-centric composition as Set goes over to Lucio. They're still going to keep Slater on that Echo for that potential for the burst damage, so complete compositional swap out.
Well, it's going to still work out for Wooper Troopers. Proto's gone out of the fight already, and Cyber's just getting blown up there by Wooper Troopers, and that's just going to be another fight when it's already up to 50% here, right? They're looking good. They didn't have to swap off of any heroes, and so they're still in this ultimate advantage.
As it's going to be really tough to go up against this Jungle Queen for Cyber, as Reinhardt is that Carnage can just slice through your shield. As they're going to have Set go over to the Brig now, so being able to play a little bit of bodyguard for the Baptiste against Cookies on the Tracer.
Yeah, you got to be able to keep players alive. You got to keep Proto alive. Most definitely. We'll see if Slater can find something with this copy. The Death Blossom comes through, and Blazito's down with a nice whip shot coming in from Set. And there's still an opportunity, though. Proto's back out of the fight. That healing not very present any longer. They still have this Brigida. Set can still proc a lot of healing if they can do so. And Slater just still a man on a mission. Taking Nate out of the sky. The point's going to flip back. Wooper Troopers have still an opportunity to take this first round. They need to hold things out, and they find Slater out. The Immortality Field comes through. Riptire coming in from Manually at the perfect time. Can they find someone? They do. Demi, who is so close to Death Blossom, is a huge pick. The Rampage, though, coming through, and Cyber's going to be caught out, taken down. The point's going to be flipped over. Wooper Troopers still have an opportunity to hold this. The point's flipped. Now they're coming back in, and Proto's down. Rally comes through. Can this be enough for Yikes to hold on? They've got to find a pick, and they've got to find it now. And Set goes down. The Death Blossom is now available for Wooper Troopers. They might be able to hold on. Death Blossom in the air, but it's not going to find anything. But still, Wooper Troopers are able to take the point.
As the brawl comes through for Wooper Troopers and ends up working out so well. That Junker Queen, once you're able to win the point and be set up defensively, it made Cyber's job as Winston much more difficult when you're trying to re-engage going up against that Carnage and that Bleed. As now we head into the map that's most favorable, most conducive to what Wooper Troopers want to do. Going to go back over to that May Bastion as Yikes. They're going to keep the same thing. They're going to go with an Orisa instead, however. So you're going to have a lot more sustainability, and you're able to poke from a little bit further away. They are going to go and have this Alari Mercy. So this feels a lot more pick-oriented with the Sojourn. I mean, with the Echo and the Widow.
We shall see. Manually on the Widow, known for their sniper characters. We'll see how they can work this out. Can they find a pick? Well, they find a pick, but, well, it's to themselves as they go down to an icicle of Cookies. And now, Wooper Troopers are going to be able to come into this fight already. The res is going to come there, and they lose Demigods and Manually now. Though getting that res from Set might be all they need to hold on to this. They can still look for the flip. If they can find another pick, Cookies is going to find them out, though. Get them down to low, very low HP with the May wall coming up and Slater going down. A nice, another nice icicle coming in. Manually goes down. And Yikes are just going to have to reset. They're going to still try to invest here. The res comes in. Can they find picks off the back of it now is the real question. The Blizzard already build up for Cookies there on the May. So quick. No one else even close to their ultimate. I say that manually already up to their sights, and well, they find another pick, taking Sock off the map, and a nice pick from the javelin throw, taking Demigodson out. There's still an opportunity though. Trades coming around, and the Blizzard comes through. It doesn't seem to be enough, and Cookies is out of place there. Yikes are going to be taking the point.
It's actually a really big fight for Yikes to win, for them to throw in the Blizzard, and they still get this point flipped, and now you're able to put manually set up on this defense, and they're going to be able to just take angles and find heads. So Wooper Troopers have to be that much more careful while pushing in.
Almost definitely, but hey, they find Cyber immediately thanks to Sock's Amp Matrix coming in. That should just be quickly traded back for Wooper Troopers here, unless there's a big upset from Slater on this that copied Bastion. But no, they don't really find damage. They find damage, but they don't find picks as Wooper Troopers come back and take this point and flip it.
As Yikes for Cyber, they're going to be able to come back in with a Terror Surge combination with the Captive Sun.
Captive Sun comes through, but is it going to find the damage that they're looking for? Demigodson down. The Cyber is going to trade for it, though. But a lot of people on the side of Wooper Troopers are low, and the point's going to flip because of it, and manually finds two yet again.
Yeah, when manually goes unchecked on these high ground positions, he has been an absolute menace, has been clicking heads left and right. So if you're Wooper Troopers, we saw at the beginning of the map that Cookies was doing a great job of getting those icicles onto him. You have to have someone looking at him, whether you send Natalie up there, whether you send, Nate Lee, well, you send Nate Lee up there, or you send Cookies to continue pestering him. You have to put pressure onto manually.
Yeah, you definitely do. We'll see if they can keep manually in check for this rest of this point, as it's already up to 70%. This copy over onto the Reinhardt is there, as Cyber's going to be taken for a ride and taken down. Blizzard invest Cookies as well, but they haven't really found anything just yet. But manually still taken in check, and the shatter comes through. It's going to be taken out, but they get that shatter, which is massive, but they aren't really able to find the follow-up. Demi's out of the fight, though, and this should be enough for Yikes to keep holding, as Proto finds a couple. Shatter invested, but it's only going to find Proto there. They're going to be able to get the touch, but again, they're just blown up on the spot. Set takes down Blazito, and that is that. It's tied up. Headed to the map, round number 3.
Very well done by Yikes. Pulling out that Orisa, they just played confident, played patient. Even though they lost a couple big fights and gave up a lot of percentage, they never gave up on the Widow, because manually was absolutely destroying that team of Wooper Troopers when he had the space. And they were applying enough pressure to the front line of Yikes to where they could not get to manually, and he was just able to continue to click heads left and right. So now it all comes down to Lighthouse, as we see both teams preparing for their attack. Wooper Trooper, no surprise here, they're going to continue to play the Reinhardt compositions. And Yikes, they're found new life. They're playing the Orisa, but they're going to go Era this time instead of the Echo, and they're going to play a dueling soldier to go against Demi.
Hey, we'll see how it works from Slater. Den has done very good stuff on the Echo so far, but they're going to have to deal with, well, Demi's going to have to deal with manually in the sky on the Pharah. An interesting change of roles here, really. Right, with the flyers being changed between the two DPS, and well, it's working out well for Team Yikes, from Yikes already, finding picks. Bazito's so low, Slater's gonna find down Nate, and that should be that. They are gonna get beamed down though, as Cookies is gonna go to the point with that Symmetra, but it's just not gonna be enough. Team kill gonna come through.
As both teams just going to have to completely reset here. Nicely done by Manually, as you mentioned, to go from playing Widow, where you know, take your space, being patient, find your picks, to the more hyper-aggressive Pharah, where you have to basically go be a headhunter and go find these picks. As they get the Mercy extremely low, as Sock has to try extremely hard to keep them alive, because that's great focus fire coming out from Yikes.
Yeah, it is indeed. Now with the rotation coming in, Blazito is going to be looking for Perota there. There's the dive coming in, but Slater's right there to keep everyone away from their Ana. As Blazito gets blown up, going to have to regroup with the Nano Boost. Now coming on to Manually, and Nate is going to go down already, and that's just going to be Yikes yet again holding strong.
In the midst of that entire fight, Joker, we saw the eat of the pulse bomb coming out from Cyber. So Yikes just seem to have found their stride as they're playing incredibly well, as we see this Echo trying to take on Manually, but the Terror Surge comes out and oh, this is bad.
Yeah, gonna be blown up is Sock, but they pay for it with their life yet again. These trades not what you really wanted to see. If you are Wooper Troopers, you'll take that every day of the weekend, because you can also get that res back. Set though gonna go down, and now the Nano Boost is gonna come on to Cookies, and that should be enough for Wooper Troopers to come back into the fight and look to hold things out. But the Riptire is going to come through. They're looking for someone, and Nate's going to go down. It was not protected in the sky, but Wooper Troopers are still accruing percentage now. But still, there's an opportunity here for Yikes to come back just off the back of Slater, with the barrage just going to be used to blow up Blazito. They do lose Slater through that focusing beam, but still, there is this opportunity as Yikes are going to be able to come back, take this point back in their favor. The res is there. Copy onto the point, onto the Orisa from Cookies is there. Can this be enough to hold on? But they're going to keep losing players. The nice anti-nade, though, takes Cyber out. Points flip back. Terra Surge, copy Terra Surge comes through from Cookies, and that should be enough for Wooper Troopers to keep a hold on.
As Yikes drop the ball a little bit, they're gonna have to be patient. Set's now gonna go over to the Brig to try and help Prota, because Prota has been getting dove by this Winston, Tracer, and Echo coming out from Wooper Troopers. Just Demi Cookies and Blazito have been all over him. So being able to have that bodyguard is going to be big going this fight. As Manually is now going to go over the Soldier, Slater on the Tracer. They will have a Nano coming into this fight to try and help sustain and add some extra damage for this incoming Primal Rage.
Primal Rage comes in from Blazito, but in response, the Nano Boost is going to come there, but they're going to be catchy. Wooper Troopers catches the supports in that room, and well, they're both down. Gone. Is this looking better and better here for Wooper Troopers? The nice stick coming in from Demi, taking Manually out. Cookies is going to go down, though. That is a huge pick, but they need more. It's up to 80%. And they need a fight win desperately, especially if Cyber is going to go down. They need to keep their tank alive, and they need him now. With Slater trying to force back to the point, and nice anti-nade onto Nate is there, and they're going to be able to find them. Slater gets that assassination onto the Mercy, and now Slater yet again. It doesn't matter what hero they seem to be on. It's just doing the work that is necessary for Yikes to hold on. Overtime bar ticking away, but the Nano Boost is there. Can they blow up Blazito quick enough? They do indeed. Overtime bar ticks away. No one's going to be able to get there from Wooper Troopers. Yikes takes map number 1.
As Joker, it's felt like Wooper Troopers, they've been playing so well, finding these picks, putting themselves in positions to win. But when clutch time comes, when the backs are against the wall, Yikes just seem to flip a switch and turn things around in the blink of an eye. I think that just comes to playing together for so long, from doing so many competitions together, that they're used to this kind of pressure, and they have come through strong on map number 1.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you there. It's looking really good. It looks like a very good game so far. Without anything more, because obviously Control can be that outlier. So we might see a whole different series after this as we're headed into Hybrid. Well, when we get that map choice.
If you are the Wooper Troopers, the one composition where they seem to have at least a decent edge was when they were playing the Brawl v. the Brawl. So if I had to, take a gander, take a guess, would be King's Row, because you can probably force that Reinhardt, force that Junker Queen, and hopefully just play it better than what Yikes did, like on Well, for example. So that would be my guess of the direction we go.
Yeah, we'll figure that out here in a second. We're just waiting, I believe, for confirmation on the settings again. But I'm not too sure, or we're just making sure everything was correct. But we're looking for the choice, and it looks like, yeah, the choice is going to, in fact, be King's Row yet again.
I mean, it's not a shocker. Scrim's Row. I mean, just seems like every time Hybrid comes up, that's just everyone's comfort pick. It's been in since day one. It's been such a main stake map. People have played it so much. It just feels like everyone's comfort when it comes down to it. Well, like I mentioned, I think a lot has to do with Wooper Troopers. They're good at Brawl, and this is probably the best Hybrid map they could have picked to be able to play that composition.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. We'll see this. We're figuring everything out in a second, and then we'll head into King's Row. But other than that, I mean, there's not much more. Wooper Troopers are going to have to keep Slater in check.
Yeah.
We were talking about manually, obviously, on that...
Era.
No, on the Widowmaker.
Yep.
Probably not going to really have to worry about that unless we see Widowmaker come out on first point. But there's still an opportunity for Pharah and Echo. And we saw how well both of those two did on those heroes.
Could not agree with you more. So we're going to find out here shortly. Can Yikes continue this momentum and go up 2-0, or will Wooper Troopers find the remedy that has been that can cure the sickness of them being down 1-0? Like you mentioned, I think the flexibility coming out of Slater has been the big talking point in the series. I mean, we saw them on Tracer, we saw them on Junkrat, we saw them on Echo, and that was all just in the span of one submap. So their flexibility has been shining very strong. As for this defense from the Wooper Troopers, we're going to see them playing that tried and true Brawl composition with the Reinhardt, Bastion, combine their names, the Bastion May, as we're going to have to see what Yikes want to do here to try and counter this composition.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I don't know if Yikes are going to be sticking on this Ray. I would doubt it, but I mean, it's still a Brawl comp? Question mark?
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, as I was kind of like waiting because I don't like trusting teams in spawn rooms, but it does look like they are going to roll out on that Doomfist, which I think Doomfist is a good and fine pick. It's just going against May Bastion, you're going to have to find quick, decisive picks, or you're going to get blown up.
Well, a lot of damage already coming out onto Cyber, like you were talking about. Yeah, they need those quick, decisive picks. There's the Sam coming in. They need to be able to get that follow-up, though, as Cookies is going to have to force that May block already. Getting so forced out, but a lot of people on the side of Yikes are going to be so low. The follow-up damage is going to be there from Wooper Troopers, as they're going to look to force back Yikes, especially if they can find out Cyber here and now, and they do. There goes that, but in the meanwhile, the points are already being capped by Slater. They've gotten a first, about a half, actually more than a half, 51.5% already done on the point.
Yeah, I mean, having Cyber constant in your backline, putting pressure under your supports is forcing Wooper Troopers to have to look at him and pay attention to him. In the meantime, they're able to get a tick, but it's not enough to secure them the point, as that Ant Matrix is now going to come out.
And Matrix comes out. Cyber's just blown up by almost every person on the team of Wooper Troopers. That's just going to be a forced reset.
Yeah, the other issue you're facing in this next fight for Yikes is you have Cookies who has this Blizzard online to be able to just shut everything you're trying to do down, because Yikes thrives on mobility and that Blizzard can just shut it down.
Blizzard comes in from Cookies, but Bazito's gone already, and there's the Dragon Blade coming through. Sock goes down, looking for more. Demi's gone, and then the follow-up on the Cookies from Slater. Secondary fighter is going to be enough, as Manually and Slater continuously just dicing up Wooper Troopers.
That's kind of surprising, honestly, Joker. They had the sound barrier available to them from Nate. I don't know what happened. If, they just felt like, the Lucia wasn't in position to give them the sound barrier, or if they felt like they lost one anyway, so let's not bother. But they definitely could have sustained there. That was, all things considered, an extremely cheap fight for Yikes. It just cost them their Meteor Strike and their Blade. You'll take that every single day if you're Yikes.
Some nice little tech there coming in from Cyber, forcing people back. We'll see if they can find any pick. They're just really doing a good job of keeping Wooper Troopers in that corridor for the moment, but again, they're only one person. There's Captain Sum coming through, and Nay is gonna go down, trying to get that blow up, and Demi's gonna go down too, and that is just Yikes continuously just pushing and putting this pressure onto Wooper Troopers, not allowing them to get anywhere outside of this 3rd-point foundry.
As Set comes through with the big hero play, that's one thing you're going to have to be careful of if you're Cyber. When you're trying to get aggressive looking for picks like that, it's not going to be a fair trade for you to take that punch to stall out the Reinhardt charge, because they're just going to be able to blow you up with that May Bastion, but Set's able to make up for that mistake with that huge Captive Sun.
As Manually's going to come in to try to get into their faces already. So is Cyber, as the Overclock's going to come in there now with the Meteor Strike available from Cyber. They can get into the thick of things. There's the Amp Matrix though. In response, Meteor Strike comes through, and it's just going to land on a lot of people, and Set is going to be able to get those follow-up, and there's a nice dash through, as Yikes have not been stopped on this cart phase.
As they feel like they've been a very bend but don't break kind of team where, yeah, they might lose someone here or there, but they will find what they need at the end of the day to get these points continuously capped. They're going to have a Ant Matrix online, but Wooper Troopers, they have that Blizzard once again. Last time when Cookies used it, they kind of tried to use it defensively while a dive was coming in. I feel like you've got to look for less mobile characters and go aggressive. Like,
What are you doing in the back line there with the Amp Matrix? They take Demigod Sit out, and they force out the Blizzard. It was only on the Perota. Shatter coming out from Bazito. They only find Set, but it was just too far away to get that follow-up. Yikes continuously just showing out, and Manually's coming in yet again with a pick on the Sock. They are going to lose Cyber, though, but the Dragon Blade's going to be invested. They're going to find out Demigod Sun yet again. And, oh, my goodness. So lucky. Cookies able to take Manually out before they can fall down. Now Cookies is going to be the one on the aggressive, finding another pick coming through with 3. And they're going to find Prota as they finally get a hold.
Finally able to get some stabilization from this defense for Wooper Troopers. And Yikes used 3 ultimates in that fight, so ult economy definitely reset in your favor. You're going to have that overclock. Cookies now going to go over to the Torbjorn, so this turret could be very troublesome for Cyber and for Manually, who are trying to get in your backlines and look to dive onto people.
Yeah, Cyber's very low yet. Again, they've got the Meteor Strike available here. And like you said, Cookies over to the Torbjorn now. It's going to be harder to get into the back line. And, well, Meteor Strike is going to be invested, and they're going to look to take out someone. No, they don't look to take out anyone. Just Demigod Sun using the overclock here. Forcing back Yikes. They're just going to get chunk down a lot of people on that side for the moment. There's still an opportunity here for Yikes. They're allowed to build up to this overclock of their own, taking the turret out from Cookies yet again, now with a rally, and the Kitsune Rush, though, from Wooper Troopers is the go sign for this defense. Can they find players out Zito, Cyber's gonna go down low, still alive, Ant Matrix now alive, and they're gonna pop the overclock right in front of it, and that's just gonna be a massive amount of damage, and it's gonna be that duo yet again of Manually and Slater finding all of the picks that Yikes needs as they take all 3 points.
I do think, all things considered, coming out from Wooper Troopers, you gotta be pretty happy. You wasted a lot of the time because it felt like Yikes were just cool, calm, collected, constantly moving the cart, but you finally were able to make a stop and take a good amount of time off that clock. However, because you allowed them to get over a minute on the clock, you got to finish with time, or you're in a lose or draw situation. So that just adds the pressure onto the back of the Wooper Troopers to have just as successful of an attack as Yikes just had.
Yeah, you need to match that time bank or a little bit more if you want to have a chance here. We saw how good Yikes were on that offense. But again, they fizzled out in that 3rd point. Wooper Troopers are still set up to deal with this Yikes composition if they keep things going. And I don't think they're expecting pretty much a full sale anti-Doomfist comp coming out from Wooper Troopers right now.
Also, who would have thought this time around on the defense, they're going to have Slater play that Widow, and previously on Ilios, it was Manually. So Slater continuing to just show us what a great player and how flexible he is. And as you mentioned, Wooper Troopers definitely on that anti-Doomfist comp, so you got to be extremely careful of those hacks, of those shield bashes, of those javelins. Like, this is going to be a tough day's work for Cyber.
Yeah, it really is. I'm expecting if they get blown up immediately, we're going to see a change from Cyber, but I mean, I'm not a player for a reason. I don't know this game as well as some of these players probably do. So, but that's mine now. I just need to talk quick, right? That's my job right now. And well, look at that. Slater continuously looking good on any hero they really pick up. Finding that pick on a Nate already, and now forcing that fight out, and you know, Cyber's just gonna say to the hell with it. They're just gonna go right into it, take down Sock, and hold things out for Yikes.
As it's just looking clean for Yikes. So far, so good. With this Arista composition, the problem is because you're playing Genji and Sombra with it, who kind of want to go off and do their own thing. So the Arista's definitely left a lot of the time to her own paces, and Yikes are taking advantage of that by having the rest of the team collapse onto the Arista and the supports. Cyber's
just going to get blown up there, thanks to that hack coming in from Cookies already, and now they're just going to look to keep things going. The virus going to try to come out. I don't think they landed it, though. As Manually's going to be able to stay alive thanks to the healing coming in from Set. Now the Captive Sun already built up as well. Now they're going to come to the point and Cookies goes down. They do lose Slater, though, with a nice deflect coming in from Demi. There's the Captive Sun coming through. Gonna connect onto Nate and onto Blazito. The blow-up not gonna be enough to take down Blazito. They're so low, the healing not gonna really be there, and they're able to take down Blazito, holding things out. Perhaps, no, still an opportunity for Wooper Troopers with the better spawn to come back into this.
Yeah, as Yikes are continuing to bide their time, if they can get the players coming back, Joker, you're going to have this dueling blades between Demi and Manually. Who can press Q and find the picks needed to either hold it or get this point if you're Demi?
Yeah, with those sets, infra sights up, though, from Slater is huge, knowing the positioning of Demi is massive right now, but Manually goes down. It's not a battle of the Q any longer because, well, Demi's going to come out on top with that Genji fight, and, well, they're going to find Slater as well. That's all they're going to find with the blade, but in the end, that's all they need as they find that pick onto Proto as Wooper Troopers cap the first point.
Demi coming through with the hero play. Very, very, just, I love seeing that. As now you have 4 ultimates for Wooper Trooper. They have a very good chance, if they play this correctly, to get this second point with ease.
Well, there's the EMP coming out early on. Cyber's being forced out, and Set goes down. Healing pylon's gone. No more extra heals coming in. But the reset looks to be nice, though, from Yikes. Going to be able to get out without losing anyone else.
Yeah, so you're basically going to be able to get this cart past the bookstore corner, but at the same time, it's only cost you 2 of your ultimates if you're Wooper Troopers in total to get the point and past the bookstore. So that's extremely favorable circumstances, as you're still going to be able to have 3 ults while Yikes are still looking to build their economy themselves, but manually yet to use this blade could be a big-time play coming out for Yikes in this next fight.
Yeah, the blade probably going to be coming in next here, especially they find Demi. The hack does come through, though, but they might not even need it now with the Captive Sun coming in from Set. Cyber does go down, though, so they still have that opportunity to do Wooper Troopers to hold things out. But again, manually is just going to find all the picks they desperately needed. Prota's going to be felled, but it's just Bazito left in this area, though. But they find the other support line, and that is huge. They're going to lose it, and they're going to invest that blade early on. Take out the last couple of stragglers as manually gets blown up, but they do find 2.
I think that was probably the smart decision. I mean, they were starting to pocket Lazito there. You just could not afford to let them get out of there and reset that fast. So the blade at least makes the next fight to where both teams are going to get their picks back. But Slater has already found Nate.
Yeah, Slater continuing to just show out here in this matchup as the rotation going to come in from Yikes. Or sorry, from Wooper Troopers any second now. They're looking to get Slater out of position with Cookies in the back there, but not finding that pick just yet. Meteor strikes out from Cyber, gonna force that rotation back into the into Yikes now with the Matrix coming through, looking to get that extra bit of damage coming in. Cyber's gonna be stunned up though before they can get that punch onto anyone. Cookies is down, but there's still, Wooper Trooper still not out quite just yet with manually finding that pick. Still an opportunity. Can anyone build up to an ultimate? Demi so close to this Dragon Blade. Cookie so close to this EMP. Trying to make a difference. Trying to be able to capture this out. 45 seconds remaining. It's all up to Cookies. It's all up to Demi here in a second. Cyber trying to stay alive. Ant Matrix, Immortality Field gone. There's the Dragon Blade coming online, but they're just forced away and manually finds that pick. There's still a chance for this EMP though from Cookies. Finding Set. There's the EMP, but it only finds onto manually and Cyber though, Ray. That's just not good enough if you want to get this hold. Cyber's gone. They still need more though. There's an opportunity with the infra sites coming online. Prota trying to come back. Get that. Oh! What a play coming in. Slater takes down Cookies with a nice shot. And there's still an opportunity. Cyber and Prota coming up to these ultimates as well. Can they stave off this aggression from Wooper Troopers right now? But it doesn't seem possible. Overtime still ticking away. Ant Matrix available and it's going to be invested. Prota going to find one. There's the Terra Surge. Is he going to find any picks? They get the damage done. But is it enough? There's still an opportunity for Yikes to hold on to this. But it's looking more and more difficult as Wooper Troopers are able to capture that second point.
Whew, that was an insane fight coming out from both teams. However, if you are Wooper Troopers, the unfortunate part is you keep your hopes alive, but you pretty much put this in a lose or draw situation. It's going to be very tough to finish with time on the clock. I mean, you did get Slater, but you're going to need more than that.
Cyber Hog? Question mark. That's just going to be an alt battery for Cookies and the rest of Wooper Troopers. I'm very interested to see if they keep this Roadhog. What the heck's going on? There's still an opportunity for Wooper Troopers as Yikes is going to, Cyber's going to make that swap over to the Ramatron now. Manually has this Dragon Blade available, and they're going to find Sock out, and that's a huge play. They might not even need this Dragon Blade, and they're going to be able to hold on to it here as Demi's going to go down, and there is that. 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, you're going to be able to have a rally, EMP. During this fight, you should get a blade of your own. And that At Matrix is Yikes, relying heavily on manually to make a big play with this blade. As the rally gets popped, you have to be very careful because there's so much sustain.
Ooh, and Cookies is gonna get that hack, and Sock gonna get that final blow on the manually. They've got the EMP available. Set needs to stay out of it. That would be huge, but they're gonna find the EMP, and it's gonna find everyone. Sound barrier now gonna be invested, though. They're gonna be able to get that online. Mainly gonna be coming back from Swan to be able to use this Dragon Blade and look to clean house, and that should be it there. Cookies, Nate are down. There's the Dragon Blade that manually desperately wanted, finding 3 as Yikes takes the map and goes up 2-0 in the series.
As once again, when the backs are against the wall and the pressure is on, Yikes are able to find the goods. Even after trolling a little bit by going over to the Roadhog, Slater's able to keep things in. It feels like every time Wooper got any sort of positive momentum, Wooper just found a headshot. Slater just found a headshot onto one of the Wooper's players. He continues to keep their team in these matches time and time again, but very impressive from Yikes. 2-0 so far, and they put themselves on match point going into Flashpoint.
They definitely did. We are going to head to a break before Flashpoint, though, so stick around. You're not going to want to miss the conclusion right after this. All right, everyone, welcome back. And well, we've got some changes for you from the side of Yikes. They seem to be doing a little goofing around, maybe some gaffing, perhaps some goofs and gaffs coming out from them with some changes, and an interesting choice coming in from Wooper Troopers as well, as the map choice is going to be New Junk City.
Let's go, man. It feels like we never get this map. It's always Ceravos. So thank you to the Wooper Troopers for providing this ability to go to New Junk City. I've talked about it time and time again on cast. I think it's just pretty set on what you play on New Junk City, which is going to be Brawl. So it's no surprise that the team who has loved to play this Reinhardt Brawl is bringing us to New Junk City. For the side of Yikes, the question is, with a lot of these changes that they're going to be making that will pull up for you right now, they're going to have Slater flex his flexibility even more and go over to the tank. They're going to have Manually, who is playing DPS, go over to support. And then Cyber and Proda, the tank and support player, are going to be playing DPS on this map.
Yeah, and as well, Wooper Troopers did make a swap as in 2. They've made Pancake TNT is going to come in for Blazito.
As hopefully that will, along with Yikes kind of pulling little shenanigans here, hopefully this allows Wooper Troopers to try and get back in this series. As we take a look for the Wooper Troopers, they're highlighting over the Winston right now. We'll come back to that. We'll talk about Yikes since we've seen this out of them time and time again. They're going to have the Doomfist coming in with Cyber going over to the Tracer and Proda playing that Sojourn. So you're going to have to worry about Slater and Cyber doing little mini dives on your backline while also having to be careful of Proda on the off angle with those rail gun shots. As the timer ticks down, it looks like Wooper Troopers are locking themselves into this comp. So this is basically a form of the zombie comp we've seen previously with Kiriko Lucio instead, but you're going to have Winston, Reaper, Sombra, so it's tough to bring a lot of these people down.
Yeah, it'll be tough indeed, as rotations are going to come in from Wooper Troopers, or sorry, from Yikes there. Looking for this pick from Cyber. Can they find the pick? It's going to be set, though. First one to come in and get the pick on Innate, and it still looks good, though, for Yikes at the moment. A lot of people low are at the moment, but hey, it doesn't seem to matter, as Yikes are going to be able to find all the picks necessary.
That they are, and continuing to be able to play this Doomfist with all of the role swaps coming in, it's extremely impressive. It just shows just how talented all these players are, how flexible they are in their roles. As the hack's going to come in and force Slater to have to get out of dodge.
As Yikes are going to continue to hold things going. For the moment, already up to 30% here, and well, they might be able to find Set here, who is going to be hacked up. And, well, no, he's going to stay alive here. Slater super low, though, so there's still an opportunity for Wooper Troopers to come in, but a lot of people still fighting it out. There's the meter strike coming out. There's the Ant Matrix as well, sorry, coming in, and Yikes still finding these picks. Cyber looks for that pulse, but I'm not going to find anyone, as this is going to come in for the fight yet again. Yikes are going to be able to hold it out.
Yeah, and they're going to have the sound barrier this next fight to sustain this incoming Death Blossom from Demi. And they got to get in fast because they got to touch because this point's about to flip.
Yeah, they do. Prota's going to go down. A nice play coming in from
They'll
Cookies.
touch!
And they don't get the touch. The gong sounds, and that's going to be the fight. They are going to win it out, and they might have a better opportunity to get to that first point because Demi is just cleaning house right now.
As that's C9 if I've ever seen one before coming out from Wooper Troopers, as they will have a very big ultimate advantage coming into this next fight. So there we go. Already the Death Blossom coming out and finding Prota as they're trying to rotate over.
What's going on? Why is everything still happening on the first point? Slater finds Shock. Demi goes down. And they are going to get that flashpoint. Demi's just continuously just finding every pick necessary. And Cookie's just going to be the only one to find this capture.
Hey, I mean, that's the best point about Flashpoint is you get to see these fights engaging in between these point caps. As Nate's going to go down, so that opens a big window of opportunity for Yikes to get in here.
It is indeed EMP coming online, but it's only going to find Slater, and that's just not enough to make a difference in the fight.
That it isn't, and that's going to be a very swift recap coming in from the team of Yikes. The only consolation prize you take out of that for Wooper is it only costs you your EMP, but in the meantime, Yikes has built up to every single ultimate in their war chest. So if you're Wooper Troopers, it's gonna be tough for this Winston to get values. There's not a lot of places and opportunity for him to work with on these jumps for Pancake.
Pulse Bomb did come through from Cyber. Sound Barrier invested early on. Pancake is going to be set down. Now with the overclock, now with the Amp Matrix coming in from Wooper Trooper, or from Yikes though. To keep things going, Pancake is going to find a pick, and they're going to be able to find another one with this Primal Rage, and it looks like Wooper Troopers are going to be able to get this point back into their favor.
Momentum now swings toward the Wooper Troopers because both teams unleashed pretty much every single ultimate they had, and Wooper is able to come out on top, plus Demi's coming up on another Death Blossom. Manually now going to go over to the Ana, and I like this adaptation. The big problem is you have to be very weary about getting this Suzu out early and quickly because it completely counters your anti-nades.
Manual is going to go down. Demi is just putting on a show with this Reaper so far. Death Blossom not going to be even necessary. As Set goes down, Slater coming back to the point with the Doomfist is just not going to be enough, and this should be the point for Wooper Troopers.
They're going to tie it up, and just impressive comeback from the Wooper Troopers. They are playing really well, especially with Pancake being able to play the positioning on this Winston to a T, and Cookies is able to keep his distance and find those hacks while at the same time, you know, not getting caught out and forced to translocate out and be a bothersome in the backline.
So Slater already down, coming in already in this fight, and the trade though comes through from Cyber, finding two. Death Blossom comes through though, that's gonna be enough. Demi's gonna get blown up with that anti-nade finally, but it's still looking good for Yikes.
Yeah, it'd be a 2v1 with the Tracer. I mean, you might be able to come and install, especially with your Doomfist back. Meteor Strike comes out.
Meteor Strike comes out from Slater, getting that touch onto the point, and Nate is so low. They are coming into this fight as they're gonna rotate N, and well, it is gonna be Wooper Troopers getting that first capture though, as there's still an opportunity, but with the EMP coming through, as should be Wooper Troopers holding out here with Kitsune Rush being invested as well, but they lose Sock in the meanwhile, and they haven't found any picks off the back of that EMP. This is all Yikes in the kill feed yet again, as this should be the point flip back over.
As that's a really, really not good fight coming out from Wooper Trooper. 3 ultimates committed. You only forced out the nano from Yikes, and you end up losing the fight. You do get a good solid 40%, and you're coming back with a sound barrier to sustain yourself. And same thing with the Primal Rage, but you've got to be able to find these picks because this rally's now out and they have all the sustain in the world.
Rally out, but sound barrier in response. Slater super low. Overclock coming in from Proda. No picks coming in. The Pulse Bomb is going to be available, but not found just yet. And Slater's out of the fight here. The point's going to be flipped over. People are low on the side of Wooper Troopers down here. So there's still and it is an opportunity for Yikes to come in, but they're just forced all the way back, though. A nice anti-nade's going to take Cookies out. And Pancake very low as well. They're going to be able to get things going. Is this enough? Are they going to have this fight win? Pancake with that Primal still doing a lot of work, but no picks off the back of it. This is an opening that Yikes desperately need to take, and, well, they're going to be met with a Kitsune Rush from Sock onto the point. It's up to 95%. It should be all but over, especially losing Set, but now they've lost in person of their own. Nay is gone. Can they find more picks? Death Blossom comes through, but they're rolling up immediately, and that's going to be Yikes holding on strong, it seems, unless, well, there's some drastic change coming quickly, but it's just all Yikes on the point.
As really, if you're Wooper Troopers, you're only going to get one more full team fight at this next point. You will have the EMP, but you are running into 2 DPS ultimates coming from Cyber and Proda. But if you capitalize on this EMP, Wooper could flip this and put themselves in the lead on New Junk City.
They could indeed. EMP comes through and Proda goes down. That was a huge play. They desperately needed that overclock. Pulse Bomb, though, finds out Pancake. They have an opportunity, especially with this rally coming online from Set. Meteor Strike out from Slater onto the point, and Sock goes down. The rally going to be not invested, or is it going to be needed at all? They have still this numbers advantage on the point. If it gets too overwhelming, though, they still have that rally in the back pocket, and Yikes are able to hold on.
That Pulse Bomb plus the clutch up from the Team Focus Fire just turned things around in an instant for Yikes. And as you mentioned, they're able to save that rally, which now that they're moving over to Junkyard, which is a very favorable map point for them to get, because they could set up defensively here and look to set up their dives on the incoming Wooper Troopers.
Yeah, this is going to be hard, especially with a nice anti-nade already onto that supports. The follow-up is going to be there now with the rally coming out. Overclock being popped by Proda. This should be the point going in the way of Yikes, especially if they can find a pick. But there is the capture coming online, and that is to be the first point, or the third point captured by, or to start off by Yikes.
I mean, they did have to commit both the overclock and the rally to that fight, because Wooper gets to come back into this fight with a lot in their arsenal. So first is a sound barrier.
That sound barrier comes in. Proda's trying to stay alive. They've already lost Slater. They cannot afford to lose more, and Set goes down. The point is going to be quickly flipped over to Wooper Troopers, and it's all said and done.
Able to get that flip, just the Primal, just the sound barrier. Cyber, however, who's just been a wizard on this Tracer, got the Pulse Bomb once again, looking for their target. Last time it was Pancake on the Winston. No sound barrier for Nate. They had to throw that into the previous fight. So Cyber can really set Yikes up for a really good team fight here.
Well, the Kitsune Rush is going to be all they need, though, as Wooper Troopers come in with that ultimate. But, oh my goodness, the point almost going over to Yikes in that meantime.
As halfway to tying this up on New Junk City, as Wooper Trooper is going to have the DPS ultimates to commit into this fight, as Slater's looking for a pick, unable to find one, has to use the Meteor Strike. Yeah,
Meteor Strike comes out, EMP is there, but again, is the follow-up going to be enough? This Cookies is going to be taken off the side of the map, as the point's going to be flipped over by Cyber on point. Pulse Bomb still available here. They're probably going to look to chunk down either Pancake or find it onto that Death Blossoming Reaper. But it's up to overtime. The points flipped back in the fight. They can't really afford to lose, and well, the points flipped over. Yikes, and now are in control.
This is where things get extremely dangerous for Wooper Troopers. Because of where we're at percentage-wise, you're only going to get one more Okay, good. Okay, the Suzu comes in just in time. You're only going to get one more shot at this if you're the Troopers. So, Demi's got to come through for his team with a big Death Blossom.
Oh, but Slater gets nanoed at the perfect time, right? Slater's just going wild, and they might be able to get the ace if they can find out the pick onto... No. They just go back to spawn. It's 95 and counting, and they blow up Pancake. That should be it, and it is. Yikes takes the map and the series in a 3-0 fashion.
Insane. Even with all their players swapping roles, their chemistry of playing together constantly on a collegiate team comes through, and the flexibility between all of these players shines through as they're able to take a clean, swift, and quick 3-0 victory over the Wooper Troopers and sends themselves to the winners semifinals, as Wooper Troopers will find themselves in the losers bracket round 2.
Well, I would say it wasn't clean, right? It was a lot closer than the scoreline would suggest there. Wooper Troopers definitely gave Yikes a run for their money on those first 2 maps. It was a little bit more on the wet, and again, even on New Junk City, it was 99 to 100 a lot of those points. So I mean, this Wooper Troopers squad is gonna be definitely a team to look for in the lower bracket run if there is a team to make one.
Agree 100%. Any of those teams in the lower bracket have to watch out for the Wooper Troopers as they begin to make, hopefully, will be a crazy run in the lower bracket. But with that, that is pretty much going to wrap up everything for us on the desk. Thank you, Joker, for casting this. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes, Boom, Hippie, Little Joe Orange, for doing all that you guys do. And thank you guys all for tuning in and watching. We hope to see you on another broadcast. Peace out.
Well, wait. Before we go, there's going to be a match. We're going to end stream. There is going to be a match at 10 o'clock, I believe. So, obviously, go around 10 o'clock Eastern time. So, in 47 minutes. So, get some food, get some drink, come back, and we'll be live. It's not going to be us. It is going to be in the Fletch and Dexatron on that broadcast. So if you want to see some more Overwatch, stick around. But that's going to be it for us. Thank you all for watching. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Got lots of love.